All right, everyone, it's 2 o'clock. Let's get started. My name is Fernando Martinez, and this is John Backus. We are both product managers at Yammer, and we will be covering a couple of topics today. First, we want to talk about the evolution of Yammer in Office 365, what our journey has been like over these last 10 years. Then we want to cover, I'm going to walk you through what a connected Yammer network is, and what are the specific 2 things that you need to do in order to make your network a connected Yammer network. Then John is going to talk about the benefits of having a connected Yammer network. He will demo for example, SharePoint files and how we are now storing Yammer files in SharePoint. And then he will walk you through how do you get the most out of being connected. So as you know, Yammer started as a standalone product. And once it was acquired by Microsoft, our first challenge was making Yammer easily accessible to all users in Office 365. So what we did at that point was create this door just so that users could easily access Yammer. But at this point, Yammer was still a standalone product. Then came the next step, which was integrating Yammer with the suite. So connecting all the pipelines and what we call, this is one term that I'm throwing to you today, it's suite-connected groups. So basically, right now, whenever you create a group in Yammer, you're immediately creating an AAD group, meaning that you will have a OneNote notebook, you will have a planner board, a SharePoint document library, a SharePoint site, all automatically created when you create that group in Yammer, right? So that was laying the foundations. And that gives you many benefits, right? Like, for example, you would give users access to a group in Yammer, and you will automatically be giving that same user access to the SharePoint files, to the planner board, without having to go to each product and giving them access, or then removing access from that user, right? So that was the foundation that led us to where we are today, which is the shared experiences that we are announcing today at Ignite. So some of these are, for example, John will talk about how you, in Yammer, get to leverage the power of SharePoint in Yammer. So every file you upload, you will have it managed by SharePoint, which means there's a lot of benefits, and he will talk more about them. But just at a high level, you can now find files anywhere in the suite, even if you upload them in Yammer only. So we're getting away from these siloed products where you have to go to each one and giving you these shared experiences. Another one of those benefits are, for example, Town Hall. We are leveraging the power of Stream, which is a world-class video platform that Microsoft and Office 365 has, which with many benefits, right? Like transcribing a speech to text, and then people in Yammer will be able to see these live events, see CEOs and leaders broadcasting their town hall, and then engage in these 2-way deep conversations in Yammer, right? So you are getting to all of these shared experiences. So if there is one thing that we want you to take away from this presentation today, is that Yammer is fully investing into this integration with the suite. Right? We want to leverage all these shared experiences. We want users to exploit and leverage the power of all the tools in the suite. But in order for us to get there, we need to have 100% of groups to be suite-connected groups, and we need 100% of users to be backed by AAD. This is the only way that you can get these shared experiences. So in order to enjoy all these benefits, there are 2 things that you need to set up so that you and your networks are connected networks. So, for example, the 2 things that you need to do is, number 1, consolidate your Yammer networks. And when I talk about consolidating your Yammer networks, I'm not talking about external networks. External networks are those networks that you create in Yammer to collaborate with external people from other companies. This is not referring to that. What we're referring to is, and many customers don't even know that they're in this state, but this happens when you own multiple domains. So for example, in our case, we own Microsoft.com, we own Office.com, we own Yammer.com. And all of the employees that have email addresses with these domains, we all access the same SharePoint, we all access the same planner, we all access the same tenant. However, in some cases, we are accessing different Yammer networks. So what we did is we consolidated our networks. So we have one tenant, one Yammer network, as opposed to having one tenant and multiple Yammer networks. Make sense? Great. So that's the first thing you need to do is consolidate your networks. I will demo exactly what are the steps and how you know if you're in this state. And the second thing that you need to do to make your network a connected Yammer network is enforce Office 365 authentication. We want all users to be in AAD, and this is how you get there. So I will also walk you through the steps of how you identify whether your users are not having these AAD accounts and what you need to do to enforce Office 365 authentication. So how do you consolidate your networks? Again, let me go back to the example of Microsoft. Microsoft had two Yammer networks, the Microsoft.com Yammer network and the Yammer.com Yammer network. So the first thing you need to do, and this is entirely up to you, you have to pick which network you want to be your primary network. In our case, we chose Microsoft, and so all the Yammer users will be migrated to the Microsoft.com Yammer network. Users will be migrated only, not data. So you need to make sure that you take the necessary precautions and alert your users that they will be going from the Yammer.com network to the Microsoft.com network. And you also need to export the data from the Yammer.com network in case you need it in the future. Okay? After you do all these things, you consolidate. I will walk you through the steps. It's very simple. It's just a matter of making sure every users are aware. You can do this today. You can consolidate your networks. It's really simple. The deadline is October 16th, in which case we will automatically migrate, consolidate the networks. That most of these networks have no usage, and most customers are not even aware that they're in this state. So let me walk you through how this looks like. Can you see? Yeah. Perfect. So if your network is in this state, you will, over the last few weeks, you will see this banner over here saying that you need to consolidate your networks. So let me hide it. As you can see here, I'm in the primary network. I'm the admin of this network, and you can see, hey, this is the first message. It says primary network. And if I go to network admin, and then network migration, you will see that we have two lists, one on the top and one on the bottom. All the networks, all the domains, these are domains that I have added and verified to Office 365, and I've already consolidated all of these networks on the top. However, we have a different Yammer network for each of the domains on the bottom. So the idea, and you will be in a good state if all of the domains are in the list on the top. So goal is to have 0 domains on the bottom. Now, I'm going to show you what the user in one of these networks in Yammer demo at ignite.site looks like. So here I logged as Fernando, and Fernando in the secondary network. And as you can see, I don't see the message that says I'm in the primary network. I don't have access to those groups or those messages. I only have access to this Yammer network. Here I say, hello, this is the secondary Yammer network. Now, when I'm going to go through the consolidation process for Yammer demo at ignite.site. What will happen is you'll see all the list of domains. You can have many more than 2. And you will see number of active users, number of messages. And I'm going to go through with this one. It says, are you sure? Start migration. Yep, I'm sure. Yammer demo at ignite.site. Migrate. And it just takes a couple of minutes. The actual technical migration is a few minutes long. And all the users from that secondary network will now land into the primary one. So if I go back to this user, once I log out, And then I try to log in again. As you can see, now I will be landing in the primary network. And it's loading. But you can see here in the URL that I'm landing. And now what I see, I don't see my message anymore saying, hello, this is the subsidiary network or the secondary network. I only see the message, hey, this is the primary network. Right? So that's what the experience is going to be like for our users. Now, once you do that, let's go back to the network admin settings. As you saw, that was very fast. Let me, network admin. Network migration. And you will see here that now I have only one domain in the list on the bottom. As you can see, that domain went from the list on the bottom to the list on the top. It means it was consolidated, so we're good to go. Now we have one more. Until we get that list on the bottom to 0, we are still in this state. We haven't consolidated all of our networks, and so we're not eligible to have a Yammer-connected networks, and you cannot enjoy all these shared experiences. So that is what you need to do to get your Yammer networks consolidated. Now let me walk you through the second thing, which is enforcing Office 365 authentication. Are you seeing that screen? Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's very simple. Enforcing Office 365 authentication, you just need to go to Yammer settings, and you check that box that says Enforce Office 365 Identity. Now, it's very simple. It takes a few minutes. However, there are implications. There are a small set of customers that still have some set of users logging in with legacy Yammer credentials. Now, this is a huge ask that we get from customers saying that, hey, this employee left the company, I deleted them from AID, but somehow they're still logging into, they can log into Yammer, and it's because they forgot to also delete the users from Yammer, right? So we want to have a single centralized place where you can manage all your users, and that you get it by having all users in AID and enforcing Office 365 authentication. So once you consolidate your network and you enforce Office 365 authentication, then you have a suite-connected Yammer network, and you can enjoy all these benefits. We do want to help you and make your life easier and help you get all these users that, for some reason, are still logging in with legacy Yammer credentials to have AID accounts. So we built this flow, and this is entirely up to you whether you want to enable it or disable it. In which users can log in. When users log in, they will be self-provisioning a AID account. So as you remember, when I logged, sorry, clicked the wrong button. Here, users logging in through this screen are logging in with legacy Yammer credentials. But right now, what we want to do is make sure that when a user tries to log in using this screen, we will redirect them. They will be redirected to this new flow where they can Yammer demo at ignite.site. They just add their email address. They put their first name, their last name. They create a new password. They verify their email, and then they'll get an AID account with no licenses. They can still log into Yammer, and it's entirely up to you to enable this flow or disable it. And it's also entirely up to you to allow users without licenses to log into Yammer. Right? So this is a way that this is just an example of things that we're doing to get you to that vision of 100% connected groups and 100% of users backed by AID. Now John will explain you all the benefits of doing this, what you get from enabling your network to be a connected Yammer network. Thank you.
Thanks, Fernando. As Fernando said at the beginning, Yammer is all in AAD and O365. And there's a number of benefits you get immediately when you do that, as well as it provides a foundation.
John, you turn your microphone on.
Oh, thank you. So I'll try that again. That's better. So as Fernando said at the beginning of the presentation, Yammer's all in on O365 and AAD, and we want you to be too. And there's a number of benefits you get when you have connected groups in your network and you have your users in AAD with enforced O365 identity. Some of those benefits are immediate ones that you'll get, and I'll cover those in the following slides. There's also some, it lays the foundation for some of the benefits that we spoke about earlier in the conference. So yesterday we had our roadmap presentation, and we talked about having NGO residence for messages at rest in Yammer and e-discovery. And those are features that will be built on the foundation of connected groups and connected users. And so you want to be on that so you can take advantage of those features. The things that you can do immediately, though, include things that help you streamline administration of groups and users. We'll talk about this in more detail in the following slides. It also bolsters your security and compliance position, and it can also make your users and yourself more efficient and more productive. With respect to sort of giving you the ability to more efficiently manage your groups, there's a number of things we do. One, there is a centralized and familiar place for you to manage users. Fernando was talking about this earlier, where, you know, we've heard from you that you want one place to manage users and you want to manage them the same way for all products. And so when you're enforcing O365 identity, you're able to manage those users and groups in AAD. We also support for your connected groups dynamic group membership. Dynamic group membership allows you to create rules which assigns users to groups. We found a number of scenarios where this works for organizations. One is when you have new people joining your company and you want them to sort of hit the ground running. You can use dynamic membership to assign them some groups that are relevant to them based on their responsibility or maybe the teams they're part of. There's also, you can do things for diverse teams. So like if you wanted to create a team for the Western regional sales team who are all spread out across all over on the West Coast, you could use dynamic groups to create that, and the folks are automatically assigned when they're in that region, but if they move east, they would no longer be in that and would presumably be in the Eastern region sales group. We also support expiration policies. So expiration policies with O365 groups allows you to define a renewal period for groups. So once you've implemented this, when users create a group, let's say you wanted to set a 6-month renewal period, as you get close to 6 months, the group owners will be notified that the group is nearing its renewal date and ask them to sort of confirm that the group needs to continue to exist. And they can do that, and it'll sort of set them up again for another 6-month cycle. We also support group naming policy. So group naming policy has a couple primary features. One of those features is you can create a custom blocked word list for your organization. So these are words that you don't want to appear in group names. So it might be your organization may not want competitors' names included in group names. Or maybe there's important strategic projects where you don't want the code name for it. Or maybe you don't want your name in the list. You could add that to that as well. And another thing we have is prefixes and suffixes. So if you want to define a schema for group names in your organization, you can use prefixes and suffixes to sort of classify the groups when they're being created. The prefixes and suffixes are based on properties or attributes in AAD. So for example, you might create one where the prefix is the role that the person has who's creating the group, and the suffix is the location. So if I were to create a group and I wanted to call it Files in SharePoint, which is one of the features I'm working on, the group would end up having a prefix of Product Manager, and then it would have Files in SharePoint, which is the group name I wanted, and then Redmond on the end, because that's where I'm based. And so you can, I think there's around 10 attributes within the AAD that you can use, and then fixed strings as well that can help you classify. Because a lot of you are with large organizations that have a lot of groups. And so one of the things we've heard from IT administrators is this gives them the ability to sort of organize and sort of keep track of those groups. There's also I talked about having stronger compliance and security capabilities. And so that comes from a few areas. One is the single identity thing. Fernando talked about this where, you've told us that you want to, if somebody leaves your organization, you just want to have one place to go to delete them. You don't want to have to remember to have to check Yammer too to see if it's a separate identity they're using there. So enforcing O365 identity makes it so there's only one place you have to go to do that. Having the single identity also helps on things such as if you have GDPR requests, if you're in the EU, or there's auditing that you need to do. You don't need to sort of do mapping yourself to figure out, okay, hey, we got the data for John from the tenant, but now we got to go figure out who he is in Yammer and get the data for him there. There's also, with this Files in SharePoint functionality that we're just actually about to preview it. We'll probably be rolling out to customers later in the year that you get with it. So you may all be familiar with this. This is one of the things we heard from you when you asked us to put files in SharePoint. Not only is that sort of an experience that users are used to, but there's lots of tools and resources that you can use in SharePoint to manage your data. And so that includes the awareness and insights. So SharePoint has lots of reports that let you know which files are being viewed, who is viewing them, if they're being shared outside. All those are things that you're able to see now that we're storing files in SharePoint. There's also the information governance that you get with SharePoint too. So e-discovery, legal holds, retention and deletion policies. These are all things that you can now have applied to your Yammer files that are saved in SharePoint. And future enhancements. So I spoke earlier about some of these. You're getting in-geo residence for SharePoint for files in SharePoint, but the connectedness will also be the foundation for us providing the same thing for our messages at rest in Yammer. This was discussed a bit in our roadmap presentation yesterday. I've got the slide from that talks about some of the deliverables on that. But to find out more information about that, you can check out that roadmap slide, or that roadmap presentation, which should be online. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and demo the files in SharePoint experience. So go here. All right. So here I am. I'm in a connected group on our network. One of the easy ways to tell if the group you're at is a connected group is you'll see this Office 365 resources module over here on the right. So I can see that here, so I know I'm an O365 connected group, and that therefore it'll be eligible to have files in SharePoint. So I'm going to go ahead and post a message here. So Ignite going great, although Fernando refused to switch names with me for the presentation.
You want to switch names, but he cannot even pronounce Fernando right, so
Yeah.
you said no.
Back in the home country, they tell me I don't even pronounce my own last name right, so that's not a giveaway. But so yeah, he wouldn't let us change names. So, but let me go ahead. I type poorly, even without having to talk at the same time. So I'll spare you guys that. But I'm going to go ahead and choose a file here. And you may look at this and say, like, I don't see anything. And that was sort of our intent, right? Most users, with their interaction in files, it's clicking it to upload it and view it. And so we wanted to kind of make it as seamless as possible, but the people who want to sort of take advantage of sort of the power and features of SharePoint, they're able to do it. One thing that changes when files are being saved in SharePoint is we're actually following the pattern such as like Microsoft Teams, which also uploads files to SharePoint, is when you attach the file, it's actually uploading it to the SharePoint site. So if I go here and go into the folder, we'll see that the file is already there. We'll go back here, and I'll go ahead and post the message. And most people, when they're looking for files in Yammer, if they don't know the conversation it's in, they'll go to the Files tab. And you'll see here what we do is we have the list of files, and it includes all the files, not only the ones that have been recently uploaded in SharePoint, but the ones that were uploaded to Yammer prior to us turning on the feature. And it's not as much necessary when you have a small list of files like this, but if you have a large list of files, you may want to sort of filter it down to just see, maybe it's a really old file, and so it's saved in Yammer, and so you can filter down to see just the Yammer files or SharePoint files. There's a lot of stuff you can do with SharePoint. I mean, and so what I'd like to show is some of the capabilities. Now, one of the things we've done is we've heard is that people have different methods they want to organize their files in their groups, and there may be organizational policies for that, or also individual group owners. And we're using actually the SharePoint app roots special folder, and we're using document IDs for targeting files. So you as administrators or your group owners, they can really do whatever they want as they organize it. So they can create subfolders. If they don't like having the folder that the attachments are nested within the apps folder, they can actually move it out and rename it. And any of that stuff you do, all the files that were previously uploaded, all the links to them will continue to work, and all future uploads will still sort of go to that folder. So you don't have to worry about them getting spread out or duplicate folders, and makes it difficult to navigate. Another benefit that folks we've spoke to have been looking for is having the usage data so they can see how files are being consumed and which files are being consumed. And so with the files in SharePoint, you get that benefit for Yammer files. And we also, controls and monitors and things like that you apply in SharePoint apply to files that are uploaded in Yammer. So you see down here at the bottom, you see there's no files that have been shared externally. The reason for that, besides it being a fake tenant that I set up, is that I configured it so this tenant doesn't allow sharing outside of the organization. And so you can see, if I go here into SharePoint and I try to share this presentation right here, and I'll send it to Fernando. Is that any better? No, okay. At contosa.com. I probably don't even say Contosa right. And you'll see here that I get the prompt that we're not allowed to share outside the organization. This carries through inside Yammer as well. And so, for example, if there's a guest within Yammer who is not a Azure B2B tenant guest in your tenancy, they won't be able to access the file. They'll get sort of that familiar a message that we see from SharePoint where it says, hey, you don't have access to this file. If they are actually on as an Azure B2B guest, they will be able to request access because they are actually known by the organization. Lastly, and this was also something that Fernando talked about, is one of the nice benefits of having files in SharePoint is now they can be discovered and accessed from outside Yammer. And so I can, for example, go up here, and you can see these files here, these recent files. Most of these are ones that are actually uploaded into SharePoint from Yammer. So they're discoverable there. And I can also do a search, and get projects like Project Victoria file here. And see I can access it, and this was uploaded in Yammer to SharePoint. And now I will switch back here. So the files in SharePoint isn't the only way we're bringing value to your users and to yourself through the connected groups. You may have seen the live events in Yammer functionality that we have been talking about, where we partner with Stream and Teams to actually broadcast live events in Yammer. And Yammer is sort of the conversation thread or the conversation stream in there. That's only available on connected groups. We're also doing many things to sort of bring Yammer, bring sort of the benefits of Yammer outside of Yammer and into the other products of the suite. So it's not just a one-way thing where we're saying, hey, SharePoint knows a little more about files than we do, so we'll pull that stuff in. Stream knows a little more about video, or a lot more about video than us. We should bring that in. But we know a lot about conversations, and so we're actually bringing that. We're making it available through Bing for Business Search, so you can now get Yammer conversations in your Bing search result pages. We've also announced the Yammer tab in Teams, which allows your sort of inner loop team to sort of keep tabs on their outer loop. And we also have the SharePoint Conversations web part, which allows you to do all the customization and have a beautiful SharePoint site and embed a Yammer Conversations feed in there. And that it follows the design of your site. So if you have a really pretty site, it looks great. If you have a site like I would design, maybe it's a little less great. Not going to talk a lot about the roadmap side. As I mentioned earlier, this is covered in our roadmap presentation from earlier, but you can see this has some of the milestones for e-discovery and in geo-residence for messages and some of the other exciting features that we built. A lot of it coming from folks like you letting us know what their users want and what you guys need to sort of foster a really engaged network. So we talked about how to get connected, what the benefits. There's some things you do can get more out of it. Enabling your network, this is the stuff that Fernando talked about in the beginning, so consolidate your network, get everybody on AAD and enforce identity. You can also do things to enable your users. So allow all your users to have creation rights for O365 groups. With Yammer, anyone can create a Yammer group. So if a user doesn't have the rights to create an O365 group, they're still going to end up with a group. It'll be unconnected, and you don't have all these benefits. You won't be able to have live events in it. The files won't be stored in SharePoint, so you won't get all those benefits of that. So we encourage you to give everybody the rights to create O365 groups. I touched on this earlier, which is adding, if you're using like the guest functionality in Yammer, add those guests as Azure B2B guests. And if they're on the tenant level, they'll be able to request access to files if they're not already permissioned to do it. If you take the extra step and add them to the groups that they are a member of, then they'll have a default access like everybody else, be able to upload files and view files without having to request any access. Enabling your groups, encourage you to have multiple owners in the groups. That helps when people leave the organization because the only one who can promote someone to an owner is either a global admin or an existing owner. And if there's no existing owner, then you have to go to the global admin, and that's a sort of a tax on your support team. It's also helpful for if you're using group expiration to have multiple owners. And even with that, with that expiration policy, there's an ability to configure email address for ownerless groups. Because you don't want your support team to get calls saying, hey, our group disappeared, can you bring it back? They can do that for 30 days, but it's a tax on you to have to support those. So in summary, Yammer's all in on O365. So we've got this goal of helping you get to 100% of your groups and connected and all your users in AAD. We're focusing on our innovation to sort of leverage sort of the strengths of the suite to sort of bring those capabilities into Yammer, as well as sort of helping to bring Yammer out to the rest of the suite where it's appropriate. You and your users can do more with connected groups, so we can foster engagement through things like live events, have a greater collaboration or broader collaboration by having our feeds in Teams and SharePoint, as well as having files in SharePoint that's discoverable and accessible. And we're in this together. So we've heard from you that you want to manage groups in Yammer like you manage your other groups, and we're doing stuff to make that easier for you. We've also heard you want greater control over your data, and sort of through connected groups and getting your users in AAD, we're sort of putting the foundation for us to provide things like e-discovery and NGO residence and other capabilities that you guys are looking for. And so there's still a couple presentations. I guess there's one left tomorrow, so if you are interested in GDPR, we have a session tomorrow on GDPR. A number of our MVPs and partners have some presentations. I had the benefit of listening to a lot of our MVPs at the booth with us, so Fernanda and I will be at the booth later today to answer additional questions if we don't have time for them all here. Amy, I see here, I was just trying to eavesdrop on her most of the time because I can learn a lot from her. But please evaluate the session. We'd love your feedback. That's supposed to say Q&A. So I think we have a few minutes, hopefully, it looks like we got a few minutes to answer some questions if anyone has any questions for us. And there are speakers. Folks can come up and ask their questions. Do you want to put your mic on and come up too?
Hey there.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like groups are kind of the foundation of 365 moving forward. So whenever you create a group, you get a SharePoint site, and you have the option to attach a Microsoft team to that group. Can you do the same thing with Yammer?
We don't have that capability right now. It is an area we've heard from folks that are interested in, so it is something we're looking at, but it's not something that's on our roadmap right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So with this connectivity with AAD and everything, will the profile within Yammer then just integrate into the greater Office 365 profile for the users, or is that still going to be a little bit disjointed?
That's another thing that's we're planning to do. But right now, it's still separate. So there is a sync, but if you update in Yammer, it's not always updated the other way.
We started off with Teams. We didn't start with Yammer, and we're moving to looking at some use cases for Yammer. Any advice on where they overlap and where to use Yammer more effectively?
Sure. What I would suggest to you, because that's sort of a detailed answer, and a lot of it sort of depends on your use cases. So if you have time afterwards, I can talk to you afterwards, or you can come down to the booth and we can talk about it. I think one of the things is this. I really like the integration that we have with the Yammer tab in Teams. One of the questions that I get, or a frequent question I get, is like, hey, can I have Teams and Yammer associated with the same O365 group, right? So it would be, with that, you would get the things that Fernando was talking about. So shared document library, shared OneNote, shared planner. And usually, when I sort of dig into the details with them about their use case, they sort of like, you're right. The people who I'm going to be communicating to through Yammer, I don't want them to see how the sausage is made, right? It's like, maybe like for my files in SharePoint project, right? I have my project team I'm working on. There's never any bugs on any project I work on. But if there were, we might talk about those in there and, talk about scheduling and things like that. That's stuff that, the marketing team, the sales team, my exec team doesn't need to be aware of. And so with this Yammer tab in Teams, you can have a separate membership where the members of that group, and maybe that's a public group and your Teams one is private, they see the communications that you want them to have or what's appropriate for them. And a question comes up there that you need to talk to the team. I was joking earlier that, Murali, our GM, if he's like, hey, John, where the heck is this files in SharePoint? Or when can I say it's going to be out at Ignite? I might want to, I know my dev team would want me to consult with them before I answered him. So I can sort of share that question from Murali in our group, and we can have a conversation about how we want to answer it, and then go back to the group and share it. But yeah, I would encourage you, grab me afterwards or meet us downstairs. Which we're on 3 now, right? Yeah, downstairs, and we can talk some more about it. Thanks. Anyone else?
Any other questions?
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the conference.